Hello, I'm Douglas Johnson and welcome to Day Tripping. So today I thought I'd do my very own top 5, and that's going to be the top 5 classic restaurants in downtown Los Angeles. And that's not going to be in any particular order, not from the best to the least. It's just the 5 restaurants that I think are the most, historically significant and classic places that you could go to when visiting downtown Los Angeles. So, without any further ado, let's begin. Number 1 is going to be Philippe the Original. Philippe's has the distinction of being the place where the French dip sandwich was created, and being established in 1908, it is one of the oldest and best-known restaurants in all of Southern California. The story goes that one day in 1918, the cook accidentally dropped a French roll into the roasting pan that was filled with hot roast beef drippings. The patron said he would take the sandwich, and the next day, he returned with his friends asking for more. The place is pretty cool. It's all self-seating in deli style, and the people that give you your food are called carvers. And it's even got the cheapest coffee in LA. I think they raised their prices a couple of years ago, and now it's 46 cents. But the one thing I will warn you about is they have this super hot mustard. The mustard is great on the sandwich, and I recommend that when you have the sandwich, you put a little bit of this mustard on there. The problem was I was unaware of how hot that mustard was when I first went. They warned me, but I didn't believe them, and I put a whole bunch of this mustard on the sandwich, and when I bit into it, my face just exploded. But it did not take away from my desire to have another sandwich, and have gone back there multiple times. It just made for a very memorable first time going to Philippe the Original. So, number 2 is the Pantry. The Pantry opened in 1924, and it claims to have never been closed or without a customer ever since, including in the 1950s when it had to change locations to make room for a freeway off-ramp. It served lunch in the original location and served dinner at the new location on the same day. There's usually always a line outside, but I'm telling you, it's worth the wait. It's what you call a greasy spoon, known for serving large portions. There's just one thing to remember. They only accept cash, so be sure to hit the ATM before you get there. I don't know if they were closed down during COVID at all, so I don't know if they can still claim that they've never been closed, but that shouldn't take away from the enjoyment of the place. There was a time I went in there by myself and I sat up at the counter, and I just started a conversation with the guy next to me. And any place that you can go in, enjoy, and the location itself is conducive for having a conversation with those around you, that's number 1 on my book. And saying that you've gone to the Pantry is, anybody from Los Angeles knows that you've gone to a classic Los Angeles spot. Number 3, Grand Central Market. Grand Central Market opened in 1917 and has been in continuous operation ever since. And today, it's the city's largest and oldest public market. The location was chosen because of its proximity to the Angels Flight Railway, allowing for easy access to the well-to-do citizens of Bunker Hill. The market has survived by evolving to meet the demands and trends of the time. That's why today, you'll find a microbrewery, coffee shops, and artisanal vendors. Take your time to wander through the market and explore the variety of stalls selling everything from bread to tacos, to sausage rolls, to Chinese food, as well as a variety of mini markets. Just remember to take in the fact that the building and the market you're walking through is the same that people strode through 100 years ago. There's one classic old establishment that's been there forever, and that's the China Cafe. And once you walk in from Broadway, it's right there when you walk in. And you sit, it's a communal thing. You sit around the edges on a stool. They are known for their egg foo young. It's probably the only place left in the city that you can get egg foo young, but it's classic traditional egg foo young that you're eating in one of the oldest places in Los Angeles. So if you're gonna come to Los Angeles and you're gonna check out Grand Central Market, definitely check out the China Cafe if you can. Number 4, another French dip place. This is Kohls French Dip. Kohls, originator of the French dip sandwich, opened in 1908 in the Pacific Electric Building, the nucleus of the Pacific Electric Railroad network. In 2007, it changed owners and reopened with great acclaim and was labeled one of the 25 best bars in America by GQ magazine. Evoking the spirit of an early 20th century saloon, Kohls' unique tabletops were made from the varnished doors of retired red cars of the Pacific Electric Railroad, and their 40-foot red car bar boasts original glass lighting, penny tile floors, and historic photos that were all preserved during its restoration. And the bar's selection of premium spirits, draft beers, and historic cocktails complement the saloon's classic French dip sandwich. They also claim that they are the birthplace of the French dip sandwich. I don't have a great story like I do for Philippe's on it, but the thing with this is more of where Philippe's is like the working class place. Kohls is the other side of that. Kohls is more of like, you're gonna sit down, you're gonna order the food, they've got a great bar, and it's like going back in time, but their French dip is just as good. The biggest difference is here, you're gonna get French dip and a cocktail and a beer. Finally, number 5, Selito Lindo, which is a taco stand on Olvera Street. Located on historic Olvera Street, Selito Lindo has been rolling out their famous taquitos with guacamole sauce since 1934. It was founded by Aurora Guerrero and her daughter, Natalia, when they borrowed $300 to purchase the business. And Aurora, she worked on several recipes until she finally developed her own style of homemade taquitos with guacamole sauce. And for almost 80 years, Selito Lindo has been selling Grandma Aurora Guerrero's taquitos with guacamole sauce to generations of tourists and local customers. So Selito Lindo is known for their taquitos, which are kind of a rolled tortilla, fried. I think they have beef in it or different flavorings you can do, but they have this green sauce. And I don't know what they put in that sauce, but the green sauce is really good. And it's their signature meal. When you go there, they highlight it. And you can also find them. Anthony Bourdain did a story on Los Angeles food, and you can find Selito Lindo on Anthony Bourdain's Parts Unknown.
We discuss such weighty matters over taquitos at Selito Lindo on Olvera Street, which has been serving the kind of stuff that made Americans fall in love with Mexican food since the 1930s.
So there you have it. My top 5 restaurants in downtown Los Angeles, where if you're gonna go downtown and you're gonna visit, I highly recommend you check them out. You know, just bring a good appetite and walk around, start in the pantry in the morning, walk down to Philippe's, get lunch there, have a taquito along the way, and then for dinner, you can hit up the Grand Central Market and go for a nightcap over there at the at Kohls. But I wanted to add one more bonus place to go. And this is, you know, after you've had all this salty food, what better place to go than a bakery? Fugetsu Do, which is the oldest bakery in Los Angeles. They've been around since 1903, and they have some great baked goods in there. They're right on First Street, across from the main Little Tokyo spot. But that place has been there since 1903, which, if you think about it, is quite amazing because the Japanese in the area were kicked out in the 40s for about 5 to 6 years, and the place was there before they were there, and it continued on afterwards, and that cannot be said for many of the places in Little Tokyo. So thank you for watching my top 5 places in Los Angeles. Until next time, as always, try to get out, enjoy the world for some sanity these days, but remember to stay healthy and stay safe.